Saturday, we did the damn thing. We went 7-0 on our picks from Saturday's video, not missing a single one. My name's CJ Curry. I'm back talking some more PrizePicks plays on today's big NBA slate. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We passed 25,000 subs. We're already almost to 26,000 subs. It's free to subscribe. There's no reason why you shouldn't be. Make sure you ring that bell, turn on all notifications so that as soon as a new video drops, you're not missing out. And also, hit the like button for me. We went well over my goal of 349.5 likes in the last video. I'm going to set the line at 349.5 again and see if we could go over that number. I appreciate your help and support in continuing to crush those likes. If I won you some money on Saturday's video, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you won, how much, and if you're ready to win again today, hopefully, fingers crossed. All right, we're back over on PrizePicks. That's our site of choice. Obviously, it's been good to us. We've hit on a number of different picks. The picks from these YouTube videos are now hitting at over a 78% rate. I don't know if that's going to continue forever. It probably won't. Things will typically come down from that number. That's not a sustainable number, but over 78% hit rate in these NBA videos to start the season is fantastic. I'll take that every day of the week. All right. So what are we looking at today? Well, I got 6 more picks lined up for you. If you're not playing on PrizePicks yet, make your first deposit, play $5. They're giving you $50. It's free money, guys. Go down to the description of today's video. Use that special promo link. Use code CJ Curry. And while you're down there in the description of this video, check out some of the other links that I have for other DFS apps like PrizePicks for some of these tools that I'll be using and featuring in today's video. I've got everything waiting for you down in the description if you're interested. All right, starting with the first guy, Alperen Sengun. We went to Sengun the other day, I think, and I believe he ended up cashing us out. He's playing the Spurs again. The 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists looks like a good way to go over based on the projection models that I'll show you here in today's video. Again, I don't make these models. I just use them. Sometimes they get them all right. Sometimes they get the majority of them right, and sometimes they're just way off. You know, that's going to be the nature of the beast. Nothing's perfect. Nothing is guaranteed. All right, no locks. Everything's got a little bit of risk involved. But let's go check out the projections on a guy like Alperen Sengun. All right, when you take a look over on RotoWire's loving some Sengun today. They've got him going over, favoring him to go over on pretty much darn near everything in this rematch against the San Antonio Spurs. So you could go over on the PR, the PRA, the points and assists. I mean, everything for Sengun looking good. But we're talking PRA for this video. He's projected for nearly 34 points, rebounds, and assists, as you can see here. Try to enlarge the font on the screen for you mobile device users out there. But about 34 projected points, rebounds, and assists. When we go and take a look at his projection over on Fantasy Labs, one of my favorite projection models, Fantasy Labs, you have to pay for. But because you know me, I'm going to hook you up. 34.9 projected points, rebounds, and assists, putting him well over 29.5. This number is just too big of a gap, too big of a differential between his PrizePicks number and this projection we're seeing here on Fantasy Labs. So we need to take advantage of that. And then last but not least, we're going to go over to Betting Pros. Betting Pros loving some Alperen Sengun today as well. 36.7 points, rebounds, and assists is the projection over on Betting Pros. And so with 3 monster projections on Sengun, I think we should be taking the over as well. Let's just take a peek at some of these sports books, though, and get some more data here. Again, this isn't me just shooting from the cuff. This isn't me just going with my gut or intuition. We're using real data here to make these data-driven decisions. And you can see that on Sengun here, you got about a 52.2% chance of him going over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, obviously, 52.2% is not a 100% chance, meaning there's still some chance that he could go under 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists too. But you should feel encouraged that he could clear tonight because FanDuel's already got him up at 30.5 PRA. As I've mentioned in previous videos, FanDuel kind of leads the pack here when it comes to adjusting their lines up or down. Usually they're the first movers, and then all the other books kind of join along. But it's good to see a sharp sports book like Pinnacle, arguably the sharpest sports book out there, with 100. Minus 137 odds for Sengun to go over 29.5 PRA. And so that's why we are leaning over on Sengun. All right, that's pick number one. Pick number two, we're sticking with the big men from Texas, and we're looking at Daniel Gafford. I took Daniel Gafford on Saturday. It was sweaty, but he did end up coming through for us. Today, we're looking at the 8.5 points plus assists. He missed a lot of opportunities on putbacks. Gafford just shot a pretty low percentage for a guy that generally plays close to the rim. I think tonight, if he can improve that field goal percentage and some of those opportunities that are usually gimme buckets, then this 8.5 points and assists should be a pretty easy number for him to clear. So Gafford over 8.5 points and assists is pick number two. Let's look at the projections as we always do. I'd like to show you guys what these projection models are looking like today. And again, like Sengun, everything leaning kind of over on Daniel Gafford. So if you prefer the PR, you could go that route if the PA gets bumped. But the points and assists are sitting right here at a healthy projection of 9.74, more than 1 point plus assist higher than his line over on PrizePicks. So a lot of over options here for Daniel Gafford today. Taking a look at a second projection, we're going to go back over here to Fantasy Labs and punch in Gafford's name where they've got him at 11.6 points plus assists. That's a difference of more than 3 PA, which is a huge gap when you compare the projection versus the PrizePicks line. And then last but not least, of course, I can't leave you hanging out. I got to give you 3 projections here so you get a well-rounded view of what could happen today when Daniel Gafford touches the floor. And when we look there, 12.1 is the projection over here on Betting Pros. Betting Pros, by the way, is the only free site out of the bunch. So if you're looking for some free projections to kind of dip your toe in the water and try out some projections, Betting Pros is not a bad option. But yeah, they've got Gafford all the way up at 12.1 points and assists, a pretty big differential there. So let's take a look at Daniel Gafford on the sports books and see how things are trending for the big man from Dallas. As you can see at 8.5 PA, the top way to play Daniel Gafford, according to the odds pulled from all these sports books, is the over on his points plus assists, giving you a little over a 52.5% chance for him to clear this line. You're seeing some pretty good action and traction over here on BetMGM and Caesars at 8.5. So we'll see if these other sports books end up joining the fray and putting Daniel Gafford up at 8.5. Maybe they even put him up at 9.5 points and assists with that, how well he is projecting on all these different sites. So Gafford is pick number 2. Let's go pick number 3 now. We're going Collin Sexton, who's had a little bit of a yo-yo start to the season. He went over in his first game pretty easily with 16 points against a tough Grizzlies squad. Didn't shoot so hot against Golden State, but you know me. After a flop, we go back to a prop. And in this case, I'm looking to go back to Collin Sexton. Maybe he goes over 14.5 points tonight. The number looks a little bit too low, especially when you compare to some of these projection sites, which we're going to go do right now. Punching in Collin Sexton's name over on RotoWire, you should be pleased to see that the top way to play his props is going to be the 14.5 points here. Leaning more. See all these leaning more options? They're loving Collin Sexton tonight on these projection models. 17.74 is the projected points for Collin Sexton, putting him well over 14.5 by 3+ points. So you got to love that first projection there for Sexton. Taking a look at where he's at here on Fantasy Labs. They're loving some Sexton too. 18.3 projected points. A massive projection from one of the best NBA projection models out there. Again, the models aren't always right, but you got to take advantage of these opportunities, gang. And this is one that looks really juicy on paper. And then last but not least, the final projection for Collin Sexton. We're going back over to Betting Pros. And when you hit Collin Sexton's name in over there, you're going to see a nice projection of 17.1 projected points, which puts him over by about 2.6. That's a pretty hefty edge, if I do say so myself. So there's your first 3 picks. Now, I want to take a moment and tell you guys about Dub Club. Dub Club is my VIP community that I've put together through Discord and in conjunction with Dub Club, where we're just trying to help each other win more together. Now, there's only so many picks that I can fit in one of these 10 to 15 minute YouTube videos, but if you want even more picks, if you want to save yourself some time doing the research, if you want to put yourself on the most profitable picks, I can guarantee you that I will do the research for you and put you on the most profitable picks. I don't mean they're always going to hit and that every day is going to be a great day, but you can ensure yourself that I'm going to be doing the work for you. So if you're interested in that, I've left a link down in the comments section below. I just want to recap real quick. This was the 6th pick that I put out in Saturday's video that went 6 for 6 for 25 times our money. But I didn't stop there. I posted another 6 pick for our Dub Club community members, which featured these 6 options. And that one also went for 25x. And then the cherry on top, I ran the DeMar DeRozan over 17.5 points prop, paired it with Jalen Williams over points, and we added another little 3x on top of the back-to-back 25x's that we had. So this is the kind of stuff that you're going to get in Dub Club when you join. So definitely think about joining if you're looking for a home, a community of like-minded individuals who are just trying to get to the bag each and every day. Dub Club, let's win more together. Back to the picks we go. Final 3 picks. We're going back to Evan Mobley. He did us right the other day. Saturday had himself a good game. We're looking at Evan Mobley for more than 17.5 points and assists here against the New York Knicks. The projections are projecting well here for Evan Mobley. So let's go check him out over on RotoWire. RotoWire has Evan Mobley sitting up at 18.24. Not a massive projection for the over at just 17.5, but over nonetheless. Now, where things really start to shine on Evan Mobley is over here on Fantasy Labs, which again is probably my favorite of these projection models. 21.1 projected points plus assists going up against the New York Knicks. He should have a size advantage over the Knicks. You figure Jarrett Allen and Karl Anthony Towns are going to be tangling all night, which leaves Evan Mobley against somebody undersized like an OG Anunoby or Mikal Bridges. So I like the size advantage in the matchup here for Mobley. He should get a nice little matchup against one of these undersized small forward type of guys. So second projection looking really good here for Evan Mobley. Back to betting pros we go. And we punch in Evan Mobley's name over there. We're trying to go 3 for 3 on these projections for Mobley. Hopefully it's a good one. And it is in this case, 18.8 projected points plus assists here. Taking a look at the different sports books here for Evan Mobley. Let's see what the trends are looking like here. So they got him going under 24.5 points and rebounds. They got him going over just the points at 14.5. So you could take that if you wanted to. The points and assists are sitting at 17.5 right now, but I think this is going to be one of those props where later on in the day it starts to kind of gain traction as sports bettors kind of tap in and look at some of these projection models and start placing their wagers. I think you're going to see this 14.5 points get bumped up to 15.5, and I'm going to say that this points and assist prop is probably going to get bumped up from 17.5 as well. In fact, you're already seeing one sportsbook offering Evan Mobley up at 15.5 points, so things will start to trend up as we get closer and closer to tip-off. So there is pick number 4. Let's go pick number 5. We're going out to Sacramento. We're talking about Malik Monk. And for Malik Monk, we're looking at the over on his points and assists, which is sitting at 17.5. He's taking on the Portland Trail Blazers, who are on the second half of a back-to-back. Notice that of all the picks that I'm playing today, I'm avoiding teams that are on a back-to-back because back-to-backs, especially back-to-backs when you have traveled, are brutal. Usually productivity goes way down here. These players aren't playing as well on back-to-back situations, especially when they have to travel, jump on a plane and fly to another state. So we're avoiding anybody on a back-to-back today. Just a little strategy of mine. But anyway, Malik Monk at 17.5 points and assists looking really good here. Take a look at some of the projections. He is projecting very well on all the projection models. And at 17.5 points and assists, you're seeing a projection of 19.39 for Malik Monk, who has gone over in both of his games this season, 21 and 19 points and assists. So he's picking up where he left off prior to the injury as one of the top 6 men in the NBA. So if Sacramento puts the whooping on Portland, you might see Malik Monk get a little bit more run in a blowout type situation, which would lead to an easy over for Mr. Monk. Let's take a look at a second projection here. Monk over on Fantasy Labs is at 19.5 points plus assists. 2 PA higher than where he's at on PrizePicks, so we love that. And then, of course, Betting Pros will give you that projection as well. Malik Monk sitting out there at 19.7 projected points plus assists, more than 2 PA higher than his PrizePicks line currently. So we'll take Malik Monk over 17.5. And then we'll wrap this video up by talking about Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris of the Detroit Pistons sitting out there at a nice little 12.5 points, I think it was. 12.5 points. Oh, they bumped his line down, or they turned his line into a goblin / demon. Interesting. Well, that's a little bit of a monkey wrench in our plans. Well, let's see what else looks good. But anything that involves his points is kind of where I was looking to go with Tobias Harris. Now, if you wanted to take the easy route, Tobias Harris over 8.5 points on the goblin play, you could do that, and that would be fine. But let's take a look at some of the projections for Tobias Harris before we go making any decisions here. Tobias Harris's points, for whatever reason, have been turned into a goblin or a demon. They're not giving it to us at 12.5 anymore. But you can see most of the projections for Harris, including his fantasy score, his points and rebounds, his points, rebounds, and assists, are all projecting over, even points and assists. So anything Tobias Harris that involves points, I would lean over on based on the projections that we're seeing here. All right, let's go over to Fantasy Labs real quick and take a look at Tobias Harris over there. It's kind of the same situation, right? His points and rebounds projecting really well on Fantasy Labs. Just the raw points, 16.1 on a line of 12.5. PRA projecting for 26. His line sitting out there at like 21.5. PA, you could go that route as well. Points and assists, 18.4 points and assists. So a lot of different options. All of the options that include his points, he is projecting to go well over tonight. Same thing with betting pros. We'll go take a look at Tobias Harris and the projections over there. They expect him to have a good game against the Miami Heat tonight. Let's see how the projections are stacking up on betting pros. Kind of the same situation. You could go over on the 15.5 points and assists. He's projected for 18.5 there. If you want to go over on the points and rebounds, 19.5 is the line. 21.6 is the projection there. Points, assists, rebounds, 22.5. Projected for 24.6, and even the fantasy score, he's projected for 29.5. So a lot of different ways to play Tobias Harris. Let me look at the sportsbook data, and then we'll lock in a final decision here on Tobias Harris, since they wanted to be jerks and take away my Tobias Harris over points option. All right, you got his PR as the top way to go here at 19.5, 51.47% chance that he goes over. You're starting to see some books like, what is this, Bet Online has him at 20.5 PR already. So for the sake of this video, I would say let's go PR and lock that one in, and that will be our 6th play for today. I'm liking the way that one's looking. So we'll get rid of this. Again, you can play the Goblin if you want a more safer option for Tobias Harris, but I'm going to go over on his 19.5 points plus rebounds. Now, I wanted to point out to you guys that PrizePicks is running a promotion right now. It's called Big Monday Protected Play. Just another reason why you should be playing on PrizePicks if you're not already. Make sure you opt in. You win or you get your cash back up to $25 for this Back to Buckets Day 7. So I'm going to go ahead and opt in. I'm going to go back to my entry here, and I'm going to lock these 6 picks in and put the maximum amount on this, which is going to be $25. Now, if we get all 6 right, obviously it'll turn into $625. But if for some reason we go 0 for 6, we're going to get a refund on our slip. So it's really a risk-free entry. Go ahead and lock that one in for the full 25. It's got to be credit only, no promo credits, and boom, that's it. We've reached the end of the video. Good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays today. Again, if you want to jump into Dub Club and get even more picks from me, I'm going to be posting some more exclusive picks for our Dub Club community members here in just a little while. Catch you in the next video. Peace.